Check it out! I created for you guys a logo. Hover your mouse over there and it will change into a subscribe button. Go test it out. Hi, so I'm on my way to a place where I think everyone should visit when they come to Malawi and to the capital of Malawi, Lilongwe. And that's a place called Harry's Bar. Now the reason why I'm going to Harry's Bar is he just got steak from the UK. Any steak other than Malawi steak is always a better idea. So that is the reason why I'm going. So this episode is going to be filmed at Harry's Bar, and it is already 13 days since my accident, and I'm feeling much better now. So let's go and have a very good braai, and I'll show you a little bit of Harry's Bar. Last week we discussed some of the interior things that we say, and then also we discussed the props, the folding props, and we also discussed the feathering props. Actually, I mean, we know now that it is feathering props, and then we also discussed some of the radar and the sonar options that is available on a boat, and which at this moment I'm going to basically upgrade all of that. Hopefully Leopard will come around by the time the boat is being built and actually install the new ones, just because I normally upgrade to the latest ones. And this episode we're going to discuss the electrical options. There's quite a lot of electrical options, and plumbing, and some plumbing options. Always a tough topic. So let's start with the electrical options. Let us start with the electrical, and the first selection that you need to do is whether you want the 110 volt or the 220 volt. I looked at the map of where the 120, the 110 and 220 is being used, and if you look at it, it's North America, the whole of North America, and then parts of South America is using, and then in Saudi Arabia, and there's a little country in West Africa that's doing it, and parts of Japan. So from that side I was more interested in sailing the world. So if I do get in America and I do get a problem, I think I will just have a few extra spare plugs, and that I can just cut off the electrical wire and fit the electrical point, the electrical type F. This is the one that I selected. So I selected 220. So the rest of the options is now affected by the 220. So if you come back to the list, everyone that is in red I did not select, and the ones in green, just two of them that I selected, and the ones in purple is the aftermarket ones, and that we will discuss in a different episode. So of course the 220 shore pack, and it has all this heavy duty things. So if we are in a marina, then we will use the 220, which makes sense. And I will have a transformer. The people was actually saying that the inverters that we're going to have can actually take 110 and invert it automatically to the battery power or to the 220 that we're going to use in the boat. Part of the purple ones that is the inverter battery charger. So we will cover that in the next episode. Then the last one, that is the second green one at the bottom, is that there's an option that you can actually have a switch, a push button to say, all right, if the engine batteries is dead, let us use the house batteries to start the engines. So in case of emergencies, or if the engines have been run down or whatever the case might be, or the vice versa, then I can actually link the two sets of batteries up. So just on that one, just above that link, the bottom green one, there's a purple thing, upgrade the standard lead acid batteries to IgM. So I did not select the IgM batteries. So we're going to have the lead acid because I think they're not going even to put batteries in, because from the beginning I said I want to have lithium batteries. But that we will cover. So there's no batteries that we're actually coming, that we're getting. In shavers, I'm one of those lucky guys that I think I shave maybe, I actually just shave once a week. And if you're on a boat, I think maybe even less, but yes. And my thing is a battery shaver. So all my guests, I will also then just ask them to either get a battery shaver or that you can charge on the boat. So this is for this electrical options. So this is where my office is for today. It's a national holiday in Malawi, and I've decided that this is a nice quiet place. It is Monday. It is in the afternoon, it's lunchtime, so it is very quiet around here. So enjoy. Let me get on with video editing. It's taking quite a long time to do all of these edits, and the YouTube guys, you guys have asked me to look at the sound, so it's it's all new to me. So let us see if I can get the sound right this time. Thank you very much for all your advice on the sound, because that is for me a very big pain and a very big issue, and I just don't seem to get it right, but I will prevail and we will succeed. I selected ventilation fans. It looks like everyone is using ventilation fans, so I will use them too. Then also the genset, it's a Northern Lights 9 kilowatt genset that we will use. And then the air conditioning system, the 221, so we will have it. And I put two of them, two 16,000 BTU air conditioners. So the one air conditioner, the one that I think will use the most of the time, is the one that is actually servicing the starboard side, the owner's side, and also the saloon. And then the other one is doing only the port side. So we can actually save a little bit of energy there by only switching one of them on, which actually means that we need to find a way to close the port side if we don't use the port side. Otherwise, all the cold air from the saloon will just run into the hull of on a port side. Cold air goes down, right? So it will run into the hull. So we need to do something there, but we will figure that one out. And then we have 4 100-watt solar panels, but we're actually going to put, at the end of the day, 10 of it onto the roof. That is a very big roof, if you can remember. So the 4 we will do factory fitted, and then we will do 6 aftermarket fitted, and that will also come in together with the inverter and the whole battery system, battery management system that we're going to do for aftermarket. So that's it that we ordered. The reasons why we did not order the red ones, the windlass app foot switch, there is a remote control or a wired remote control for the windlass. So not sure whether I want a foot switch, but if we want, we can always just wire it up and put it in there aftermarket. The provision, because we have a genset, we don't need it, and also we note 110 volts. Provision for air conditioning system, so we don't do that, and the 2 panels. So it's obviously why I didn't select the other 2. So this is it for the selections of the electrical. So let me show you a little bit around. I'm not going to stand up because it's always an effort with my back pains and with all of this. So I'm going to show you a little bit about Harry's Bar. Harry's Bar is one of the nice places to visit in Lilongwe. At this moment it is holiday, so it's very quiet, and it's Monday lunchtime. So let me show you around. So very nice place, quiet place during the day. Friday nights it is way too busy. So next up is the plumbing. Again, the red ones I did not take, and the green ones I take, and the purple ones is for aftermarket. So the electric toilets, the first two is obvious because we didn't take a 3-cabin layout, and then the third one, yes, we want electric flush toilets for many reasons, but we had on our trip across the Atlantic once, when you cross the Atlantic, those toilets were the pump jobs, and the pump jobs, yeah, you need more like a thing that can, like a liquidizer kind of idea, you know. It's maybe a very shitty topic to talk about, but we decided we will go for the electric toilets. We have a water maker on board, and so we will not take the extra tank. And then we also decided to take a 12-volt water maker system, but for various reasons we will do this aftermarket, but it's the placement of the water maker and the placement of the cylinders that we take. So we did select the 12-volt one because if something goes wrong with the electric system, the 220-volt inverters and so on, then we can connect it directly to a 12-volt and still make some water. So it was just a thing in the mind that I wanted to take care of. The washer dryer, again aftermarket, we will discuss this later, is again just the placement where we want it, and also they only have the washer dryer for the 3-cabin one, and as you know we have actually a 4-cabin layout, so we need to make a special arrangement for the dryer, which we will discuss later. The last two options is the water, fresh water and salt system, and the hot and cold water showers. So it is for us pretty important to have a fresh water system on the front and in the back. And the front one was basically just to wash the anchor. I saw that many times people need to wash the salt water off the anchor, and also the salt or the sand or mud that it is at the anchor. So we were thinking of the fresh water there, and maybe you guys can comment below whether that is really a good thing. But the stern shower that we want water, fresh water, is also to wash our scuba gear. So we're not 100% sure yet where the scuba gear will be placed, but we will need to wash it off every time when we come out of the sea. And the hot cold water, yeah, I don't think the hot will make a big difference on a finances, and I think sometimes we're going to it's not going to be the Caribbean all the time. We will go to places where it is a little bit more colder than the tropics. So we will need the hot water when we come out of the sea after a dive. So this is it for plumbing. So that's it for this week's episode. We covered now all the electronics and the plumbing. So next week we're going to talk about the deck and hull options. There's a couple of that, sails and rigging, what they offer, some general equipment, and a very hot topic in that one is the anchor. And then the commissioning. So we're almost through the factory options, and then after that we'll go to the very much more exciting aftermarket options. So time for you to close your camera full screen, hit the like button, and it's a little bell next to the subscribe button. You can also hit that little bell that will actually notify you by email if we send out a new video, which is a weekly one, so you can also just every Sunday tune in and watch the new episode. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Support us on Patreon, like our pictures on Instagram, and follow us on Facebook to become part of our social active experience.